On this edition of Lexington Now, Halloween in Lexington, Scarefest 13, and History and Mysteries. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of October 18th, 2021. Lexington's popular Halloween activities are back, and you won't want to miss out on the fun. Here's the announcement.
Welcome to the season of ghosts and goblins, witches and ghouls. It's time for Halloween in Lexington. I've just finished doing a little carving on this Lexington pumpkin right here. And we're ready to talk about some of the fun events we have planned. Amber Llewellyn, our Parks and Recreation Superintendent of Cultural Arts and Events, is here to help. Amber, I think your job title really ought to be Lexington Superintendent of all things fun and creative. Lexington is known for its fall events, thanks to the work of our folks in Parks and Recreation. Our popular Thriller and Halloween Parade is back. These are outside events, and we're also offering a variety of other ways for Lexington to celebrate Halloween. From the second annual Jack-o'-lantern Trail to an expanded Freaky Friday Flicks to the addition of a new Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead event. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Trick or Treat is currently planned for 6 to 8 p.m. on October 31st.
It is definitely a very fun job. We spend the whole year working and thinking about Halloween and what we're going to do each year and how to make it a really special, fun time for our community. And our Jack-o'-lantern Trail that we have here at McConnell Springs, this is our second year, as the mayor said. And we really love that event because it's really the community that makes that event possible. So we are looking for people to donate carved jack-o'-lanterns. Last year we got 700, so we're hoping to get at least that many again this year. And it makes it all the way around the whole trail. And the drop-off dates for that are Saturday the 23rd through Wednesday the 26th. And then the trail opens to the public for 4 nights from the 27th through the 30th. So we are very happy to have that event. It was a very popular thing last year when it was such coming to the end of the summer of COVID, and it was time that people could get outside and be together. So it was very popular, and we're happy to bring that back again. And of course, Thriller, we took a year off due to COVID, and that is always a popular time. But as the mayor said, these are outdoor events, and people can come and be outdoors in a safer environment. We are very proud to say that we learned this week that Lexington was named by TravelPulse.com as a must-do place to visit for Halloween in the state of Kentucky. And that joins a long list of other publications that we have had. Oprah Magazine and the Washington Post and USA Today have all named Lexington as a top place to visit for Halloween. So we are very proud of all of the things that we have going on for the community during this time of year, and hope that you'll join us and get out and play and have a happy Halloween.
Scarefest 13 is this weekend, and here's what you can look forward to.
Scarefest is sort of the horror paranormal equivalent of a Comic-Con, which is what most people understand when you say it. We are the nation's largest independently owned horror and paranormal convention. We have about 300 to 400 vendors each year and about 50 to 60 celebrities that come in from various paranormal shows, scary TV shows, and movies from 70s and 80s all the way through today. Scarefest is going to be October the 22nd through the 24th. This is now our 13th show, so we're calling it Scarefest 13 Resurrection. And we have a brand new, beautiful convention center to hold this in, which is, the show floor is much, much bigger. But they built during the pandemic a multi-million-dollar entertainment complex called Lex Live, and it's right across the street. We're going to partner with them, since we are a convention based on films and movies, to show a lot of these films on the big screen, but not just show them. We'll have the actors that are coming there so they can do a Q&A, and you can watch them walk the red carpet and then watch these iconic films.
Every year we've had an independent horror film festival made by small film producers from around the country and the world. But the thing about horror conventions is when they have a film festival, they usually show them in Meeting Room B. These people are going to have their films premiered and shown in an actual big screen movie theater, which I think is a big thing for these independent filmmakers. And that will be in the Lex Live venue right across the street. The film festival submissions are actually open until the 1st of October. We're getting a lot of short film submissions, but we're light on feature films. Feature films that have been coming through almost across the board are theater quality. It is really incredible the quality that we're getting on the submissions this year.
We have at least 4 of our celebrity guests that are coming. They're also going to premiere films for the first time or maybe the second time in the United States.
Thursday, now our festivities, our dates are 22nd through 24th, but we do actually have pre-Scarefest activities going on Thursday at Lex Live, including horror trivia.
We're going to hold this in their bourbon bar that's called the Corner Bar. We also have some events that the public can join in on. So we have Scarioke on Friday night. That will also be in the Corner Bar at Lex Live. And all weekend long after the show, we have cosplay bowling that you can do down at Lex Live with the family. And that's a very family-friendly event. And you dress up in costume and hit some pins.
On Friday, we have 2 very unique things that I've not seen done at any horror convention in the United States of America. We have, you can throw axes at battle axes with basically your serial killers from horror movies, Kane Hodder, R.A. Mihailoff, many, Rob Mello, many more. But you will have 2 hours of quality time throwing sharp objects around a room with people that kill people on screen.
And drinking beer if you like.
And drinking, yes, and adult beverages will be on site. Also, now this is brand new, we have Linnea Quigley coming, who starred in a little movie called Sorority Babes at the Slime Ball Bowlerama. Well, when you're a horror convention and you have a
Bowling alley
open up across the street and you have her as a guest, things start to click. And we decided to have a Scream Queen bowling at the Lex Live Bowlerama or something like that. But we actually have where you will be able to bowl with some famous Scream Queens.
Felissa Rose, Tiffany Shepard, Jenna Jameson, Linnea Quigley,
And,
Amelia Kincaid.
Yeah.
It's really fun because the celebrities like to compete against each other with their teams too, and it's really at the closest you can get to hanging out directly with a celebrity, guaranteed for 1 to 2 hours. So we are launching Lexington's biggest Halloween extravaganza. We're calling it the Silver Screams Halloween Extravaganza at Lex Live. And it is going to be so much fun. There's something for everyone at this. So we will have 5 theaters that we will have Q&As, and you get to see the celebrities like Candyman with Tony Todd, and we'll have Bruce Campbell and Ted Raimi and Betsy Baker and Teresa Tilly from Evil Dead, and we can play that. We'll have Toxic Avenger. We have a Weird Science reunion this year, a Killer Clowns from Outer Space reunion. We've got people from Rob Zombie's Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses, Night of the Demons, so many that we're going to get to play, and actually the celebrities will be there. While that's going on during this big party, we'll also have a DJ with hype men, and we'll have the celebrities getting up on the stage and throwing stuff out at the audience or posing for pictures with the crowd. All the celebrities are contracted to attend this party. It also has a giant costume contest at it, and the costumes are insane. They are like the things you see on these reality TV shows. People work on these cosplay costumes for like the whole year, sometimes several years. So that's pretty awesome. And if you don't want to be on that side of the building, you can run over and you can bowl during the party or bring the kids and things like that. So that party is going to be just huge. And that will be Saturday the 23rd of Scarefest, starting at 9 p.m. and going till 2 a.m. This year also, after we close on Sunday, it will be the Downtown Thriller Parade. So if you hang out longer on Sunday and walk down the street, you can see thousands of zombies coming out of the drains and out from behind buildings. It's going to be a great weekend.
After the break, we'll tell you about history and mysteries. back to Lexington Now. Raven Run has a fun and informative program perfect for this time of year. History and mysteries. Here's more.
We are at Raven Run Nature Sanctuary on the site of the historic Prather homestead. The Prather family settled here in the early 1800s or the end of the 1700s. They were a family that lived here really for many generations up until the early 1900s or even past that. Members of the Prather family are buried in the cemetery adjacent to the homestead, and they really were, kind of a middle-class farming family. They would have lived out here, had a very family-centric life. They would have raised cattle, hogs probably, crops, that kind of thing. And there's lots of artifacts left around the park from the time period in which the Prathers lived in this area. The Prather homestead will be one of the upcoming sites on our History and Mysteries program. We'll be stopping by here to talk a little bit about some of the people that lived in this site, some of the interesting historical customs that they would have practiced when they lived here, and definitely to check out, the wonderful architecture and historical remnants that are left behind. The Histories and Mysteries program is one that we've been doing for a couple years now. We try to give people something to sort of come out and experience when they're in the mood for some autumn hiking and some different, programming maybe than what they would think about the rest of the year, something a little spookier. We talk along the hike about sort of the different characters that have lived at Raven Run in the past, the mysterious happenings, the little known facts about, the park's past residents. And we'll also talk about historical customs that you may or may not know about related to the people that would have lived here. And we'll definitely be taking a look at some really interesting historic sites out here at the park as well. And this will be a night hike, so you get to have, a little kind of ambiance as well. To sign up for this program, you're going to go to lexingtonky.gov/Raven Run Nature Sanctuary. There will be a button there that you can press for our upcoming events, and it will take you to online registration, where you can grab a spot for this program. There is a fee associated with it of $5, and you can, do that online as well. If you have any issues with that, if you have any questions, you can call us at the park. The number is 859-272-6105. I would recommend this hike for families with kids over 10 or 12. We are going out at night. It can be a little spooky for younger children, and we are covering a little bit of terrain in the course of our walk. So I would keep that in mind when you register for the program. I've definitely heard plenty of rumors over the years working here about, mysterious happenings and hauntings. For this program, we'll be sticking to what we can kind of document as historical fact, which a lot of the times is a little bit stranger and a little bit spookier than anything that, you might be able to conjure up, so to speak, in your mind. If you're looking for something to do that's a little bit different for this Halloween season, then you might consider registering for this program. It's going to be a really interesting, informative walk. And of course, it's always fun and moody to come out at Raven Run and do a night hike and, kind of be walking around and experience the park during a time when it's normally closed to the public.
Fall is the season for planting. And with that in mind, we talked with the Arboretum's Jesse Dahl about their gardens.
I'm Jesse Dahl. I'm the senior horticulturist here at the Arboretum, and my job is to manage and maintain the display gardens here at the Arboretum. So the about 20 acres of rose gardens, vegetable gardens, home demonstration garden, and the collections in the center of the garden. I also manage the facilities, so the buildings and those, work with the contractors on taking care of those. The oldest is the home demonstration garden. It was built back in the early 1990s. It was the first attraction here at the Arboretum. The other ones followed it. But the home demonstration garden is a 4-acre garden it's built into garden rooms, so different areas, so you can kind of see different types of landscape. It's got trial beds, vegetable gardens, herb garden, woodland shade garden, so a lot of different little components inside of it, as well as water features, hardscapes. Outside of that one, there's the fragrance garden, so it's filled up with fragrant plants and herbs and flowers. The 5191 Memorial Rose Garden, which has a 5191 memorial in it. Below that is the perennial teaching garden that was just added last year. It's a new garden that we've added that allows us to show sunny perennials and all the different types of sunny perennials that we can grow here in Kentucky. It's laid out alphabetically according to the plant names, and there's 3 or 4 different types in each bed, so it's kind of a mixed beds, but you can kind of see a lot of different types, so some of the old stuff and some of the new stuff. The black labels are for the cultivars. A cultivar is kind of a bread plant, and the green labels are the straight species. So those are the ones you'll find in the wild. So it's differentiated that, and then it has a bunch of different cultivars of all the ones. So like if you take Shasta daisy, there are 4 or 5 different types of Shasta daisies. You'll see that some of them are doing really well, and some of them aren't doing so well. So you can kind of see how some of those cultivars perform compared to other cultivars and compared to the straight species that you'll see growing in the wild. So that's one of our best spots. Also, if you're looking for new stuff, we have the All-American Selections trials, as well as the Garden Rose Selections trials and the Kentucky Statewide Bedding Plant trials. So that's a good way to see some new stuff that's on the market, see how well it performs compared to some of the stuff that's been out there. Most of those have comparison plants, so they have plants that have been grown for years that are grown side by side with the new plant, and you can see how well they perform compared to the old plant. Each garden kind of has somewhat of a theme, and so that kind of makes it easy to pick the plants. We don't spray with very little to any insecticides, so all of our plants, or fungicides, so most of our plants, they have to be able to adapt and be able to survive well in our climate. The only exception to that is we do treat our ash trees for the emerald ash borer, but other than that, we don't use insecticides, so our plants have to be able to withstand insect pressures and disease pressures. And so we try to plant the most disease-resistant, hardiest, toughest plants we can find, but also ones that are ornamental, that will stay where we place them and not spread around like weeds. So looking through catalogs, nurseries, garden centers, other botanic gardens, so kind of look for the best out there and try to bring that back to the gardens. In the gardens, you'll see the quintessential rabbits, squirrels, chipmunks. There's a plethora of those. They make gardening kind of interesting. We have to change kind of where we put plants according to where they prefer to be. Then we have a lot of different types of birds. We have a turkey that has kind of taken over the last couple of years here at the Arboretum. You'll see her out most days in the early mornings. But we have hawks, lots of different types of songbirds, hummingbirds, a lot of our like robins, the ones that stay with us most of the time, but then a lot of the songbirds that kind of move through, as well as a lot of different types of insects. We have a pollinator garden, but then a lot of flowers and other things because we don't treat with insecticides. We get a lot of different types of pollinators and just other insects that are out here. We have quite a few entomology classes come out here for their collections and for teaching purposes to see the different types of insects. And I mean, some of them are good, some of them are bad. We have like birch leaf miner, which tears up the leaves, but it doesn't kill the tree. And so you'll find that some of the bad stuff, but you'll also find lots of the good things. If you want to see, you can do this at home. For right now, it's mostly our woody plants, but you can go Arboretum Explorer, usually I type in Kentucky Arboretum Explorer, and it'll bring you to a website, and you can see a map of the gardens and all the plants in it. You could type in whatever plant you're looking for, and it'll show you all those plants, and it has pictures of most of those plants. So you can see a picture of the plant, you can see on the map where it's located. So that's the easiest way to see all of our woody plants. Most of our perennials aren't on there yet, so you would have to come here to see the perennials, but the trees and shrubs, all of those are on Arboretum Explorer. My favorite part of my job is probably being able to take something like a weedy bed or a grass lawn and turning it into something, and at the end of the day see the difference and see the change, but also to see how it affects other people's lives. Once I get done with it, see how the people enjoy it, are able to enjoy that space and to appreciate it and to also learn from it.
We are bringing you live meetings this week on Lex TV. For the most accurate and up-to-date information on all city business, check out our website at lexingtonky.gov. Now, here's a look at this week's live televised meetings. And we continue to keep you up to date on how the city is handling the pandemic via our official COVID-19 response site, including testing and vaccination sites. Simply click on the banner at the top of our homepage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams at lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.